S.O.A.P is our daily study of the Bible, featuring a scripture, an observation, an application, and a prayer. Good morning. Today is Saturday, April 24th. I'm Tom Tracy, and this is your daily S.O.A.P. Our scripture for today is Judges 2:10. After that generation died, another generation grew up who did not acknowledge the Lord or remember the mighty things he had done for Israel. The observation is, it's so easy to forget. And the application, there are consequences to our forgetfulness. When we forget what's happened in the past, we're subject to making the same mistakes again. A failure to remember is akin to a failure to learn. If we do something and it doesn't work out, we tend to not do it that way again. That's called learning from our mistakes. When we teach someone not to do something the way we did because it failed, that's called learning from someone else's mistakes. When we fail to remember how badly things ended, when we did things a certain way, well, that's just plain stupid, right? That's called a failure to learn. Yet we do that over and over and over again, time after time. We trust God and we see miraculous things happen. Then we move on and forget. The next time we have trouble, instead of remembering, we try to handle it ourselves and things go sideways. And we have to sometimes get back to a very bad place before we remember and allow God to address the issue. We fail to remember God's faithfulness. And in doing so, we take that burden back on ourselves again. Though most of the problems we face and most of the situations we're put into are not as dramatic as what the Israelites did. We don't wind up in slavery or in bondage. Well, sometimes we do. But we suffer the same sense of forgetfulness. When we get into a bind and immediately try to manage it ourselves, we forget about God's mighty deliverance the last time something happened. When we do that, we fail to acknowledge Him the same way that Israel did in those days. And we oftentimes wind up with the same problems that Israel did. I mentioned not getting into bondage, but how many times have people fallen back into alcohol or drug addiction or pornography or whatever your bad habits happen to be, the things that God has delivered you from? And we turn around and allow ourselves to go back into those situations because we've taken our eyes off of God and we've forgotten His deliverance. We exclude God from our life and we try to live life without Him. Today I want you to stop, think, and remember. Think back on all the times that God has delivered you. Put your trust in Him, acknowledge Him, and remember. Then sit back and watch and see what the Lord can do. Our prayer for today: Father, help me to never fail to acknowledge You and to remember the mighty things that You've done in my life. I trust that the Lord has spoken to you through this message today. If so, hit like and share and send it to a friend. Subscribe to the channel and we'll see you here again tomorrow. Have a great day. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and check us out. Surf around, and if you like what you see, do me a favor and mash that subscribe button and hit the bell.